Hi there and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm sharing with you a quick video of some curriculum that I purchased that I never decided to use. So yeah, it's kind of a random video, but I was looking through some of my stuff as I unpacked my home, and I wanted to just share some things that didn't work well for us. I was talking with a friend the other day that was saying that she's kind of switching up some things she was using, and I have a few things, not a lot, because I try to really research before I purchase, but I had a few things that I thought, I think I'm gonna make a video on why I decided not to use this, and I do need to sell them eventually, but because I never used them. But I wanted to share with you guys because I feel like that's something that people are like always sharing the things they love and they want to use, which is me. But I also felt like maybe I should just be honest and share some things that I decided to not keep. So here we are. So the first thing is this book. This is the Foundations of English Language Curriculum. So this first one is the Classical Conversations Foundations Guide. And my friends, before I decided to homeschool, especially with the Charlotte Mason philosophy, I actually was planning on sending my child to public school, maybe private school. But I was not even, it wasn't on my radar to homeschool. So I wasn't going to, and then when I decided to homeschool, I researched all the methods. I read about classical, Charlotte Mason, unschooling, eclectic. I read about it all. But I really honed in on two homeschool styles, which was the Charlotte Mason philosophy and then the classical philosophy. And I really decided that I loved a classical education, but I didn't love classical conversations, and I actually had signed up for it. I had toured a couple of different classical conversations groups in Portland where we were living, and eventually I just decided that it wasn't for me. I don't think there's anything wrong with the classical education method. I actually think that Charlotte Mason and classical education are very similar, and a lot of times they overlap. But I don't believe that classical conversation starting at age 4 is necessarily a Charlotte Mason thing, and it just didn't work out for our family. I was committing to like a once a week co-op for us wasn't gonna work. We just love being home too much, and when I found out that I could make my own Charlotte Mason co-op, which I have in my area, I said goodbye to classical conversations, so I need to sell that because I never used it. But that is the first one. Now the others are actually all from the same place, and I got a question about this one the other day, and it made me kind of want to do this video. This is the Simply Charlotte Mason Genesis through Deuteronomy Ancient Egypt Guide, and this actually has, let's see, it's an enrichment plan, so it's for grades 1 through 12, but I purchased several things from Simply Charlotte Mason my first year before I signed up for the CMUC. Actually, I lied. It wasn't my first year. This was 2 years ago. My daughter was 5, and I was really excited about starting Charlotte Mason, but then I decided not to start, and it's because I needed to do a little more research, a little more planning, so I did my own thing. But we ended up not using any of these, so we have the Enrichment Studies, the Individual Studies, and the Genesis through Deuteronomy Bible Study with History. And what originally made me want this was that I liked that they kind of paired together the Bible and history lesson. But I decided because Charlotte Mason in Form 1, I think especially Form 1B, which is first grade, she always started with American history, and heroes is really where she started, and I didn't like that this started with like ancient history. So again, I just really wanted to be true to the Charlotte Mason way, and I also wasn't a huge fan of the way that this is laid out. I like to make my own lessons. I like to use books as my guide, not like a lesson plan template, and this just wasn't what I was looking for. I don't know if you can see it, but it just has like lesson 38, lesson 39, and I'm sure it's great, but we just decided against it and I won't be using it. And then we have visits to Africa. We also didn't use this. I think it's a really great resource. I love the maps in there, but we do geography with the sand tray right now for Form 1, and that makes way more sense. We're learning landforms. And we also use our atlas a lot, and that's all we're doing. We're keeping it really simple. This seemed like too much for my first grader, so I ended up not using that. And then there's 2 more things that I have that I didn't use. Everything else I bought for my daughter, I ended up using, and this was all like mostly CMEC stuff. My math curriculum's wonderful. I have a video on that. But we use the Simply Charlotte Mason elementary arithmetic program. But last year I did use Kate Snow's kindergarten math with confidence. And the reason I have this one is she was so sweet and she sent me the first grade level, but I ended up not using it because I really love the Simply Charlotte Mason program, and we are going to continue with that. So even though I love and adore Kate Snow, we didn't end up using this. And I considered using it over the summer, but I don't know. I don't know if I want to mess with it. I might just gift it to a friend or something if they want to use it. But it is great. Look at how big that is. But anyway, yeah, we just decided against that one. The last thing is this all about reading curriculum. It's a reading curriculum. And this is the teacher manual. There was some cards that came with it, and they actually gifted this to me. And I ended up not using it yet. Since it was a gift, I am going to do a review on it, but I really need to dive in and see if my daughter would be interested in it. It looks like it's a pretty robust curriculum, and my daughter knows how to read now because we've been doing the Discover Reading by Amy Tuttle, and I actually have a video on how I taught my daughter how to read with no reading curriculum. Well, just the book Discover Reading by Amy Tuttle, but I didn't really use a curriculum other than that. So, but yeah, that's it. So it's not a ton of stuff, but I just thought before I got rid of it all, I would share with you guys what we decided not to use and why. And let me know if you have any questions. Hopefully this was helpful. If you have any other videos you'd like to see on my channel, I would love to hear what they are. If your suggestions, just leave them in the comments. I read every single one, even if it takes me a little bit to respond. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.